Hi everyone, how are you? I'm Laura and this is our first lesson of our program of 30 days technique for belly dance. So let's start with the very requested topic, that is Egyptian figure eight. Why Egyptian figure eight? We call it Egyptian figure eight. It's a special type of the many figure eights that we can do in belly dance classes, in belly dance in general. I choose to start with Egyptian figure eight because this is a very common movement that any belly dancer should learn first before even think to start to dance. So it's very easy, it involves our hips, but we need the proper technique to do it in a correct way. First of all, we start with the basic step, the basic movement, sorry, and then we will continue with a little bit more advanced level, just to see if we can improve a little bit in the movement. So we start with the basic one, that in this case we need our straight leg, straight knees, stretched knees, sorry, just to move our bones before our muscles. This movement comes from the folkloric dance, so we use it very much in folklore dance, but also in belly dance with some small variation in our topic. So let's start. First of all, as always in belly dance, we need to have our back very straight, our shoulder down, our chest up, and normally our pelvis a little bit in, just not to stay with our bottom up like this. That is not very healthy for our back. So starting, we can put our arms maybe in second position to start, then we will see also some variation for the arms. Now I ask you to stretch your knees and let's keep an open, let's say the same size of your pelvis or of your shoulders, let's say better of your pelvis, and we push like with a slide our pelvis right and our pelvis left, right and left. And this is the starting. So we start sliding in one side, then we push our heel up, we pull our heel up, so our hip will lift in the same way. We turn it forward and we put our feet back in the floor, but take care, we want to just to touch in the inside, in the interior part of your feet, and this is the real secret how to make this movement correct. So in this way our pelvis go automatically in the other side, it slides and it's ready for the second part of the movement. So we go up, we turn and we go down, and then again up, turn, down, up, turn, down. All this movement is our straight leg. So again, up, turn and down, up your hip through the heel, turn your hip forward and down your hip through the feet, through the foot, and in this way we have a slide. Again, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. With me, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Take care when you do this movement and try not to move too much your upper body. That should be fixed, should be shaped front of the mirror, front of the audience, so really only the hips moves. This is just the basic to learn how to use the bones without the muscles, as we are moving our hips through the bones of our legs. So let's go a little bit more faster or better. We try to connect together the first two movements, so the up and the turn, and then we do the movement of down in a second moment. So it will become like this: 1 and 2, 3. 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2. You see, when I push outside, up and go forward, should be kind of circle, and this makes actually the figure eight movement. This movement looks like your hips comes from the back to the forward, and then design another circle from back to forward in the other direction. For this reason, we call it figure eight, as actually we are kind of drawing a figure eight in the air, let's say parallel more or less to the floor. So again, side and up by turning, and then we go down. Side and up by turning, and we go down. Again, 1 and 2, down. 1 and 2, down. 1 and 2, down. 1 and 2, down. Take care of your feet, take care of your belly button. That should be always a little bit in. Again, 1 and 2. Now we can separate in two movements. 1, here we fix it, we keep it a second before we go down with the straight length, with the straight knees, sorry, and in our foot. And again, 1 and down, and circle, and down, and circle, and down. Let's try to repeat it again, and now I will put also some variation with the arms. The topic of the arms will be treated maybe in another class because it's really a big chapter. Now just try to follow, to practice together this amazing movement. It's a very female and sensual movement when you do it well, and we will see how it works after in the, let's say, in the oriental style, more oriental, little bit less folk. So again, let's keep to the folk again. So 1 and 1 and up. Now what I'm doing with my arm, I just open and close. So let's say close with one hip, and when I go down I open, and then I go up and close, and I go up and open. So I have two movements now, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and up and down, and up and down. Of course, when I say up, remember it's up and turn in the same moment. So I design a circle again, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down. We can change our arms, maybe we can put it here, 1 and 1 and 1, and then we can go up, and we can go over and more up. Let's stay a little bit with the arms in the fourth position, down, up, down, up, down, up, and we go out with our arms, and down with the arms. Others are just completing the move, actually doesn't affect the move at all. They just complete it, and maybe we can do some movement. This I explained it in my previous class, the one with the arms, position of the arms, and the 3 topic movements of the arms. And okay, let's relax a little bit. If you feel a little bit of stress in your back, of course you can make a kind of compensation doing like this. And now we try the second variation of this movement, the one that we use in Rakshati. That means more oriental style, more female. As folkloric, normally we are not allowed in folkloric dance. In Egyptian folkloric dance, we is not allowed to move really the belly during the dance. But in the oriental style, in the real belly dance, what we imagine with these amazing costumes, with these amazing and full of energy dancers, we are allowed, actually we must move the belly. So the movement becomes a little bit more muscles, less than bones movement. So now we are allowed to use our knees, and we dance with bended knees in this case, or better, let's say sometimes we stretch, sometimes we bend, depends on what we have to do. So let's start again with the same movement. Again, I start with the slide, lateral, then I do my turn, my lift and turn, And in this moment, before I put my feet down, I relax, I bend a little bit more my knees, but the movement in the feet doesn't change, so I have always to push in the interior side. So again, up and turn, in, up and turn, and in this way, try first, and then you start to understand what is happening in your leg, in your muscle, and let's continue. So remember, there is this turn to do until forward, and in the last moment you have to bend your knees a little bit, both. More, of course, the hip, the one of the leg that you are moving, but also the other one. And in this way, you start to feel that you are doing your movement also with the muscles of your belly and of your back, and your gluteus also, and the interior of your legs. So it's a very complete movement also to stay fit and stay shaped. In this way, for this reason, normally I suggest you to first learn well the first movement and then to arrive to this one, because you need the muscle a little bit more used, not to feel pain, of course, because maybe if it's the first time, maybe you still don't have this muscle strong. So in this case, we have also belly movement, as when we do this kind of job with our bended knees, it's normal that the pelvis, that the muscles of our belly moves and help the movement, make it more circular, more female, more undulated, and this is exactly what we want. So 1, in, expand, contract a little bit your belly button, and you see that thanks to your knees, you can make the movement more smooth, more circular, more female, more sensual, let's say. And we try to close. And here, of course, we can move our hands more than before, as it is Oriental style. And open, 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 and up, and up, and up, and down. I'm talking about the arms, down, down and open. Take care of your elbow, and goes up with your hands, up, and go down. And I'm not following the music, of course, I'm just training the movement in a smooth way. And 1 and 2. We can go up from forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and again down, and go up, and go up. We can move also the arms in a different way, for example, one arm and after one other, and then both, and I can keep my hands here. Again, more. Yes, I think now it starts to come. Of course, it's just a matter of practice, but with the correct technique. And I still insist, take care of your foot when you push your hip down. You don't have to put your foot flat in the floor, because you will lose the slide that we need, the shape, the real shape of the figure eight. So when I go up, I put my heel up, and when I go down in the interior, inside my foot. So in this way, I really push, and I make the following movement better, interesting. Circle, and down the feet, and the foot down in the internal side. Yes, exactly like this. After this, of course, I suggest you even to go back with the video, watch it again, just to repeat it again, because it's not that in few minutes that you can solve your technique of figure eight. You just need practice, and as I suggest you, just 15 minutes every day will be amazing. In few time, in few months, your way of dancing will change like this. You will be really amazed from what can do the small training every day, every single day. For this reason, I will put all this video for you. And now I want to just do another practice, just to practice more this figure eight with another variation, as we can also move a little bit forward and back. For example, with the same step, if it's folklore, if it is Indo-Oriental, it doesn't matter much. Now you know the difference. So straight leg or bended legs. And we have also an advanced version of this figure eight, but not in this video, in future in a special course to improve your dance. First we have to learn the basics. So let's start again. Up and up. When I go up and I have to switch to flip my hip, this is the moment that you have really your weight in one side, one leg is free, so the leg that is free can just a little bit, drag a little bit in the floor, like this. So this allowed you to walk and drag it in the floor, and the same we can do in the back, and drag it, and again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm doing it actually with a straight leg, again straight leg, and so folkloric type, but of course we can do it also with the bended knees. So bend your knees and move on, and step on, forward, and I go back, and again in the place, on spot. If you have a mirror at home, you can try it also in front of your mirror, or just watch this video, use me as your mirror and just copy. Most of the learning comes from by copying your teacher. And I go forward, 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 and back, and back, and back, and back. And again, the folkloric one. 1 and 1 and 1 and the oriental one. So bend your knees and control how you land with your foot, and that's it. This was figure eight, folkloric, Egyptian, and a little bit of oriental style. So just to, if you feel a little bit of pressure in your back, I told you to just a little bit this kind of stretching, and practice more, practice until we meet in the next video. Hope you enjoyed this video. Put like if you like it, of course, and you have space in the comments to ask me whatever you want about this movement or even other movements. I will be really happy to answer you, and it will be a pleasure for me. So next video, see you soon. Peace.